All right, here we are recording live on June 3rd. If you're listening to this, the live people haven't come on yet, so you're listening to the recording. If you want to ever hear me live, you have to actually hit the subscribe button, and then over to the right there's a little bell, and it toggles on and off. And it basically toggles to all notifications or some notifications. You got to have it on all notifications. And secondly, you need to check your device to make sure that YouTube's notifications come to your front screen on your device, right? That's how you'll be able to get the notifications to make sure that you can see me live. So people coming on now, Kathy and SS and CM, Love From Above, Anne Marie, Go To Mama, Law Dog. Hey guys, nice to see you. Live from Minnesota, CM. Good afternoon, Rick. Good afternoon, Go To Mama. Q returns. Yeah, we have Q returning. And he actually put something on. If you turned it backwards, what's it look like? Is that a gun? Is the Q the hammer of the gun? So let's look at that in a little more detail. Here we are in Cueanon, June 3rd. We'll actually look at the news that are related to Cueanon and maybe talk a little bit about the book, go over a prophecy, wrap it up in here about 30 minutes or so. Here we go. Hey, Rick says Tom, and we got Deplorable Left. He's back, SS says. From Oregon, Yam Hill, Oregon. Danny, good to see you. Orange Park, Florida, Kathy. Valentine, N.E., baby, says Martin. Q is back. Let's get into it right now. So here we are. If you look at the actual post, it's right here. Boom, 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 boom. A week to remember. Dark to light. Blackout necessary. Pretty easy to interpret. Boom, boom, boom. So obviously, 3 booms, a week to remember, dark to light, blackout necessary, Q. But what's most interesting is if you reverse this image, you actually get the image of a gun. Obviously, there's the handle with the booms being the bullets, right? You got the chamber right here, and you've got the Q being the hammer of the gun. So quite wild. Some people started talking about new Q is a handgun upside down. There's a bunch of comments on it here. Q is the hammer, right? And Q is the frickin' hammer. Boom shakalaka, whatever that is. That can't be a coincidence, right? Holy S, this is amazing. The booms are bullets, right? That's got to be intended. The mirror, right? So there's a lot of discussion and fun discussion on the Great Awakening. Go to reddit.com. Make sure you sign up for an account. You just real quickly, one email, easy to do. And then subscribe to the Great Awakening site. Another great one is the Donald site. You can see we have 28,000 users on the Great Awakening. We need to get up to 100,000, I believe, before we do a ton of arrests, just to wake more people up. A couple of huge hidden things in the Q return drop, this person says. This is Davey Guyden. Not much of an anon. It looks like, hey, Dave. But anyway, he basically says, so I'm sure by now you have seen very clearly the post itself is a picture of a gun if you flip it upside down. The booms are in the handle, and Q is the hammer. In MIA's song, right, that Julian Assange tweeted, Paper Planes, please note the ridiculous number of plane incidents we have had lately. So I think I'll show you a little bit later as we get into the news. Another plane went down that killed a wealthy man who was a builder of houses. So most likely a hit by the deep state, including the one in New York yesterday. That's what he's talking about. That took the life of that rich people home builder. More on that in a second. The song basically is coming back to this MIA song called Paper Planes. It repeatedly has 4 gunshots of boom, 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 and take your money. Are we to take this as confirmation of what I, the spy, was talking about in Q's absence? Woo! You guys have probably seen me post on that lately, as I'm keeping an open mind on that because he seems dead on a lot of things. The last few things I saw, like micro versus macro evolution, one thing I am an expert on and studied in detail, and he was completely right saying micro evolution is true, macro evolution is a fraud, and I can teach that and show that. And then also we'll get into another thing that he talked about was that God is actually created us. So those are a couple of positive things compared to when he was incorrect about, I believe, what he's talking about the Nicene Creed, and also incorrect about what he's talking about Jesus a little bit as being a historical person. And he didn't really say he's not the Son of God. He's not God incarnate. But anyway, I'm keeping an open mind on I the Spy because I haven't seen any detailed, solid information from Bill Smith, who said he had a ton of it. And as I looked through it all, I couldn't see anything that completely discredited I the Spy. He definitely was monitoring Bill Smith's account for the video, but I don't think that proves he is a fake account. So we'll it's interesting stuff. Plus, I had only got on to Bill Smith about a week ago, and I don't want to talk bad about people because we're supposed to be united, right? And Bill is definitely a QAnon advocate, and he's taking down people that are exposing people that are trying to take down Q. So that's goodness. But he's also uses the term Zionist way too broadly, and that's a whole other discussion, right? I know Zionists is a problem. I know the Rothschilds are huge problems. It's all part of this book we're reading, right? And I invite you to read along with me. I've reviewed 3 through 6 yesterday. We're going to actually go through more of them, chapters going through 6 through 9. Or 7, 8, 9. We'll go through next, probably sometime tomorrow or the following day. Great book by Pastor Rodney Howard Brown and also Paul Williams, who have written tons of stuff on the CIA, etc. Fantastic book showing the Rothschilds and the evilness that actually came from South Africa, from Rhodes, Cecil Rhodes, who had nothing to do with Judaism. So there's a lot of evil, Rockefellers, etc., that don't necessarily go back to all roads lead back to Israel. I think is a completely incorrect statement. There's some of that, yes. No question about that. But anyway, are we to take down this confirmation of what I the Spy was talking about in Q's absence, that Julian Assange will be making a public appearance, theorized to be at the White House, which will finally show the world that Seth Rich was murdered by MS-13 sent by HRC? I think yes. So this guy obviously thinks that might happen. Well, no. The good thing about this is we're going to test I the Spy on the 12th, 11th, and 12th, right? So apparently there is also a group of American vets going hunting for some pedophile compounds in Arizona and have been live streaming it on Facebook. I saw this. This was Craig Sawyer. He's been doing a lot of great pedophilia work as really trying to expose this ring. And they found stuff with clear examples of children being there. Teddy bears, combs, long blonde hair in it, etc. So there was swings outside as well. But there's a place obviously to imprison the kids underneath the highway. Supposedly tried contacting news agencies and police, but all refused to come. Said it was a hoax, etc. Basically anything to avoid coming to investigate and make it public. A company called Cemex keeps coming up. They were the ones who did the concrete install there or something. Maybe the tunnels for border crossing. More on that in a second. I'm actually looking at the Spy a little bit later. So back to the builder who died on a plane crash yesterday. Did he have something to do with the building of the facility that these vets uncovered? Does he have ties to Cemex, HRC, DNC? Let's really dig into him. Did he build pedophile homes and special hidden torture chambers? My bet is yes. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening as we dig into this, and a lot of comments of people digging into this this whole theory and what's coming out. More on that story later. Here's a post that dug into the entire thing that's happened off I-9. So this is I'll include this in the deal. It's a little long to read, so I'm just going to attach it for you guys to let you know it's there. Again, this is on the Great Awakening board. Baker, please put these notables. We desperately need your help with this one. So the whole thing in Tucson and what Craig Sawyer's doing, support that. Pray for those guys' safety, right, as they uncovered something probably pretty dramatic there. And so, and I'll post this deal. I'll give you a little more detail on that whole area and what's going on there. It'd be a shame if this went viral, this Anon says. It says reporters are trying to cover up this picture after they realize it shows a Logan Act violation. Be a shame if it went viral. So first of all, the Logan Act is a joke. It says that if you're not in the government, you can't be can't be working with foreign allies, right? And it happens all the time. But then they tried to bust Flynn for it. And first time, if he ended up getting... nobody's ever been successfully prosecuted with the Logan Act, and so it was a farce. They're just trying to get Flynn out of there because they knew he knew where the bodies were buried. So they did everything in their power to try to knock him out, including framing him, stinging him with Peter Strzok and the other FBI agent, not having to have him under oath. They never had Hillary under oath. It was all just a complete takedown, right? But it ended up backfiring on them, as we know. But here he's clearly, the former U.S. president visit comes at a time when the Trump administration was attacking China's economic practices. And here he is meddling. So Obama's been breaking the Logan Act time and time and time again. But he's really in a treasonous manner. It's not just like John Kerry did with the Palestinians, right? And with Syria. Complete Logan Act violations, treasonous activities. If the Logan Act was written better, it's an old act, and actually talked about trying to actually hurt the country, and then those two could be busted with this as well. There's a lot of discussion about this too. Will be ashamed if they saw the press a photo of Obama posed for at an event the press was invited to. Definitely, he never expected this to get out. Right, so a lot of good conversations in all these Great Awakening discussions as well. Huge update: AZ child trafficking camps and John Benet Ramsey Cemex ETS is good. So here's a ton of connections, and this is another one I'll connect to you. So it talks about a bunch of 8chan resources on this, and that'll include the one that I just showed you a second ago. It says, let's read this. Those not in the know may not have heard what is going down today. Craig Sawyer, he's the vet, and his team of vets uncovered child trafficking camps in Tucson, Arizona. They are documenting it and recording. Police aren't investigating. Here's a breakdown of a few articles, pics, and links below. Child trafficking camps found in Tucson, Arizona. 4 deaths, murders this week connected to John Benet Ramsey case in Arizona. So Arizona, man, there's corrupt stuff going on there. Land is owned by Cemex. Cemex is the partner of Clinton Global Initiative and donor to Clinton Foundation. Cemex is also owned by the Bronfman Rothschilds. We're learning about the Rothschilds and the Bronfmans in this book I'm reviewing about killing the deep state. So if you really want to dig into exactly what the history of that is and how this happened, it'd be really, really fun stuff to go over this next month or so. Jonathan Rothschild is the mayor of Tucson. Woo! No name, we know that's John McCain, and Flake are the senators of Arizona, right? Both of them are not rerunning because they're being corrupt and found out and probably did a deal. Either you're going to be in Gitmo or you don't rerun. And update via comment. CMEX is under U.S. DOJ investigation, according to a Reuters article. So here's a bunch of those connections where you can dig into those in more detail if you would like. Again, those will be in the bottom of the notes. Just look over here to the comments real quick to see what's going on. Carol K. What's that? Abdallah, Dawn. Nice to see you guys. Martin, Vicky. Those uncovered it says those that uncovered the child trafficking are the ones being arrested right now. Ugh. Check out the CIA page. I hope not. Haven't seen that yet. DJone pedophiles are running in the world and Trump's going to end them all. That's what I believe, Rob T. I agree with that. Everyone is connected beyond what we knew, SS says. His name was Seth Rich in capital, says Martin Hughes. I agree with you. Good stuff over there and good discussion. Sorry I can't participate much, or we want to make sure this is good and effective for other people too. Those good who know cannot sleep. Q. Human sacrifice discussed on Oprah. It's not new, but it's going to come out this time. It won't be covered up. That's 5 Vibration 1, that Anon right there, on, again, the Reddit board of Great Awakening. So you can play that video and actually look about that. They're talking about human sacrifices now. We would have all put her in the nutcase category before Q. Now her words ring like a massive alarm bell. Sick people equals New World Order. It's exactly what this book is going over. The New World Order is just infiltrated with satanic pedophiles. And all started back in South Africa by Cecil Rhodes, that intersected with the Rothschilds, which intersected with the Vatican, which intersected with the Rockefellers and J.P. Morgan in the United States. Crazy fun stuff to study, to see what we're actually taking down. See how really evil it is and how it originated. Here's some things that some people will find offensive, but I just wanted to show you that this is what the Anons are talking about on Great Awakening. Valerie Jarrett has 5 Secret Service agents 24/7. This is the first in history. Why? So whether that's true or not, I did hear that she does have detail. 5 actual SS agents? I don't know. This says, what? She's not even an elected official. Kellyanne Conway got SS protection because of death threats. VG got protection because she's an Obama handler, this person says. So then this person says, this is because the damn gorillas are trying to take over the planet. Kind of a snide remark based upon the Roseanne thing and the pictures that showed her looking like one of the Planet of the Apes characters. Prove to me she has 5 secret agents protecting her. I'm not going to believe your hearsay. So this person posts some proof. You tell me if you think this is proof, okay? That she has 5 Secret Service agents that's protecting her. Ready? Here we go. Sorry, when I saw this, I just started bursting out laughing so hard. But anyway, some people I know that have not, especially those ones not awake yet, would find this massively offending. I understand that. I do. But the point is that Valerie Jarrett is not a good person. We're about ready to find out that she is one of the biggest treasonous characters in U.S. history, along with a bunch of these cabal members. So you'll see soon. Trust me. Here is Donald Trump banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago, and there's a video here, so you can go check that out. I'll put a link in it. And so there's just some great discussions about that, and you watched the video, so something you can go do if you want to dig into that in more detail. And supposedly there's a movie out here. It's called Obama's America. Love him, hate him, you don't know him. And that probably tells a lot of the stuff that's coming out in Cueanon now. So I guess not a lot of us did not read that, so you might want to dig into that. Here's something that that looks like DC is locked down. So this was submitted 21 hours ago, but it was like I'm talking about these Air Force planes, and you can see the flight patterns being significantly more than is normal over Washington, D.C. and surrounding areas. How much truth to that is, I don't know, but there's some discussion about it here, and said, you did see that POTUS and family left for Camp David yesterday. Where we go one, where we go all. Yes, and Camp David has secure underground bunkers. So is he there for a reason? And how long he's there, I'm not exactly sure about all that, but that's some discussion going on. A lot of Colbert discussion about how he's been so vicious on Trump. And here's a picture of him hugging and having a good time with Mr. Podesta. Most likely the accused pedophile with his brother having some of the worst art you could imagine, about clearly showing, at a minimum, massive poor taste in art, at a maximum showing and confirming their pedophilia activities. Here's Hampton's builder to the stars feared deadened plane crash. So here's that rich builder, Bernard Kropinski, family on plane that crashed. So he and a couple of his family members died. There's a video you can watch on that. This is actually a CNN article, so I'm giving them clicks here just because it's the best thing I could see on this article. And you know, when it hits mainstream media, it's something that they wanted out as a message to don't turn on us, right? Scary stuff. Now here's back to this I the Spy thing. A lot of people are angry that I was covering this, even, right? Bill Smith got on me, a lot of people, and I started turning away from him, but then the more I read this guy, he's just spot on things, and it's not like a huge deal. The worst thing I think could happen is he's doing this to try to get our hopes up too much, so in the 11th and 12th we're disappointed. But I just was really been impressed with him lately as far as the type of things he's talking about. Now he's got a dirty mouth, and he's there's a lot of things that some people don't like about it. But I wanted to kind of go over a few of these things. So here's one that just came true. Showed, he says Q boards on 8chan are back up. Just an FYI, maintenance completed. This means at least in some form or another, that you can expect Q-Team to surface again soon. Cheers, family. That was 9 hours ago. Sure enough, 5-6 hours later, it happens. So I just don't think we can discount this guy. I'm keeping an open mind on him. Okay, so you guys can decide for yourself, but I'm still keeping an open mind on it. And so there's a lot of stuff I've been kind of negative and this positive, but you have no idea how often clowns try to hack this account. The security measures are on it are tight, promise. Lolling at their sad attempts. Try harder. Security information on the account is set automatically. Change every 5 seconds, every 5 minutes to prevent hacking. So he's supposedly a technical guy that's got this. Shills with shills, clowns with clown. Only I access this account. I got those mad skills. Love it. Sick at trolleys, sharpened sword. What you gonna do when I come for you? Don't F with this I, because I boom, 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 and take your money. So that was that talking about that song. I'm gonna do me. And then he talks about that as well once it comes up. So I thought this was interesting too, just kind of a message I would deliver, right? Listen up, fam. What was Q's last message? Unity, not division. Totally true. Why? You all need to be able to carry this forward. Do not attack each other. Do not seek fame through Q. Do not seek fortune through Q. Stay united, stay sharp around Q, not people. Shills will shill. It's what they do. So I thought that was another solid message. All these are message. Cabal working overtime to cover tracks, planes crashing, and deaths. Ramsey connections going 6 feet under. So this is basically, he thinks that whole thing is going to link back to the Ramsey thing. Way too late. Did they not understand what Q meant when he said, we have it all? Time's almost up, F-wits. 1 week and a few hours till pain day. So he's putting a lot of his reputation on the 11th and giving a lot more information. And he takes this huge thing. I showed this to you before. This is called the string that Julian Assange gave way back. I think it was in December or January. Let's break it down. Color codes. So he broke it down in all these different color codes. And so all these colors of that 60 characters or so that he put out. So I don't know what that means, but I thought it was interesting as he starts looking at, he's really into this Julian Assange thing. Worm in an apple system. Butterflies fly away. 611 brings the pain and Wonderland will fall. Trust the Cheshire cat here. Or the Cheshire cat here. The eye is always watching. There is no stopping the flood this time, Cabal. Down with the bloody red queen. Hello, Alice. It's almost time. Cheers. And then he has a little key here in a lock. One interesting thing, 611, if you mirror the 6, it's 911, right? Is this payback time for 911? I thought that was interesting. One of my subscribers talked about that. Don't think it too hard. It isn't meant for you to understand. And now he's talking about this latest drop. It's a message to a friend. This eye is taking the rest of the day off. Got some things to do. Cheers. Stay sharp. One last note before I go for the day. CMEX is bad. Be careful out there. So he's talking about when it comes down to what's happening in Arizona. Be careful. Now, I wish I had more time to explain today, but Nixium, Traf, Bronfman Rothschild operation. CMEX is owned by Bronfman Rothschilds. They pour their tunnels. They hide their bodies. They are the workers of an evil empire. This is being uncovered in Tucson right now. Be careful. They will kill. So that sounds like a patriot message. I don't know. Hello, Alice. Backstop failed. Down. Kill Unity. Keep assets safe at all costs. Carry it forward with love. Now that is interesting. Don't know what that means. And the whole Alice thing, I think, has to do with that 60 characters and with the song that was released that we were talking about earlier. That has the boom, boom, boom. Woot. Thank you, Alice. I live to fight another day. Suck it, Cabal. I'm bleeding and bruised and happy as F. Go check Q. 611 F-wits, 1 week to go. So this is one that just got posted about 2 hours ago, right? And then, haha, I feel alive. I got shot, y'all. Long a story. Happily Alice stepped in. So this is interesting that he was talking about Alice before the drop, and then he comes back in here after the drop. GD miracle effing worker Alice. I love you. What a time to come back. Go to Cueanon.pub or whatever F is updating now. Q is back. Alice is back. Trust Q. So Suck a Cabal, Alice is back. Right now, here's the boom, boom, boom. And if you take those 4 booms and a gun, it's talking about that song, right? And he actually posts it right here. The MIA song, Paper Planes. Can't play it. I'll get a copyright strike. But go ahead and go ahead and look at that and listen to it. You'll see the boom, 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 and your shot or something like that. FYI, fam, that new Q post is a gun. Q is the hammer. Hold it upside down. Effing love you, Alice. Wouldn't be without you. Stay sharp, fam. And so you can play that video there that I the Spy has posted. And I think this is a couple of new ones I haven't seen yet. But don't be F-wits. What did Q Alice just post? How many booms are in a song every time the gun goes off? That's right, there's 4, just like Q posted. Tie it together. We're going to F-run them within the week, taking their dollars. 6, 11, 18, dark to light. Keep it up. Thanks again, Alice. Save my A's. And there's 2 new ones we'll quickly go over, and then we'll get on to a prophecy real quick. I think it's kind of cool. They think you are stupid. They think you follow the stars. They openly call you sheep cattle. There will come a time none of them will be able to walk down the street. Biggest fear, public awakening. Your vindication is coming swiftly, fam. Trust Q. So he's posted another Q, another Q drop from a while ago. And this is what I think. I think we need to get to 100,000 people or so, and the information continues to leak out every single day. And pretty soon, everybody's going to know that they're criminals, right? So a lot of our friends will wake up. Friends and family that aren't awake will wake up. Psh, you thought I was dead? Don't lie. Nah, got shot. But glad Alice is back. Timing matters, so pay attention. Told you I'm not LARPy. Asset trolls. Okay, moving on. I'm not here for credit. We've got work to do. So far, I'm keeping this guy as on an open-minded basis, right? Because I think so far I've learned some stuff from him, and I'm going to continue to follow I the Spy myself. I know that won't make Bill Smith and others happy, but hey, let's stick this together. Open mind. We'll all corral on the 12th and know if I the Spy has anything. Whether he gave us too much hope and was false, or what else, right? This is interesting. Now look at this. This is talking about oil production. The country could pass Saudi Arabia to become the world's largest oil producer in 2018. People are talking about 2022, 2024, maybe. Now they're saying this year. So Mark Taylor's been talking about this. All these rigs coming back to the United States and massive amount of exploration and really fracking, et cetera, here in the United States, and the new pipelines, et cetera, that the president applied. So us becoming industry independent was definitely a prophecy of Mark Taylor, and we'll show you one of those coming up here in just a second. By the way, Mark Taylor was just interviewed, I think it was yesterday, on the 2nd, by the Sheila Zielinski show, right? And he talks about Q. So fair use notice, I'm going to play about 5 or 10 seconds of this. Listen to what Mark says about Cueanon. He was asked directly by Sheila Zielinski. So Mark Taylor, for those of you who don't know, is the fireman who got incredibly sick for almost 10 years, and God used him in a way to actually predict that Trump was going to become president. Obama's going to go down, be stripped of the presidency of treason. Huge predictions, right? Hillary's going to go to jail. You're going to have jail with probably Bill Clinton as well. And she's also predicting 5 Supreme Court justices are going to be appointed by Trump. He's predicting bold predictions. 3 of them are going to be caught in a scandal. And he's even thinking these sealed indictments that are the 28,900 sealed indictments are probably over 30,000 now. 3 of the justices are probably going to the scandal. Part of that's going to be that scandal. So some of these Supreme Court justices are involved in these shenanigans, it looks like. But the question does, so Mark Taylor, who's proved right on everything I followed so far, testing the prophets, we don't believe, you got to test all the spirits, right? So what does he say about QAnon? Here we go. You listen.
Hey, can you phone Brother Mark and tell him to call me? But this is really interesting, and I get this all the time. So, what is Mark Taylor's thoughts about Q? So, Care to comment, Mr. Taylor?
I'll just say this: where we go one, we go all.
Okay, so I guess we have our answer there. Hint, hint. So we'll take a hint there, folks.
I think that there is a greater plan in play, and you have to be careful who you follow as far as Q goes.
Yeah.
But it's legit.
Well, there you have it. And Mark, you know what? It's
Whoa.
okay to agree to disagree.
So there we go. There we go. You just heard Mark Taylor say, where we go one, where we go all. Q's legit. Right? And so I just thought that was amazing. And so, Mark Taylor, if you ever listen to this, I'm going to invite you on. A bunch of my subscribers are wanting you on this show. And so I'm not even 15,000 subscribers yet. So help me out. Subscribe and let's get him on the show and get this moved up. I think it'd be fun to have him because he's really part of my red pill experience. And being a believer in Christ and really trying to see what God's doing. It's like to experience God. The experience in God's study I went through, where it really taught me you don't try to go become this person and say, what can I do for God? You know what you're supposed to do is really be in tune and try to pray and see what God's already doing in the world. Just like Moses didn't go, God, what can I do for you? I'm super. No, he basically saw God was going to rescue his people out of Egypt, right? And he let God use him. And so that's what we're supposed to do. What is God going to use you for? In knowing what he's going to be taking down the deep state. He's clearly stating that through multiple prophets and through his actions right now. There's no way Trump could have won the elections having academia against him and having everybody against him, having massive money against him, every country against him, Wall Street against him, Silicon Valley against him. There's every actor against him. I mean, how in the world did he win? Well, part of that was definitely supernatural, right? And so what we're going to study now is a prophecy from Mark Taylor about energy. We just talked about we may in 2018 be the largest oil producer in the world. Nobody would have ever thought that. In fact, I did a report in junior high showing that all the oil was going to be gone, before now. I can't remember what date it was, but I think it was 1974. I did the report, maybe 1976, and it was supposed to be gone in the next 12, 14 years or something, right? And it was an oil supply. And now the United States is the biggest oil producer in the world, potentially, by the end of the year. So we'll see that. But here is what Mark said in December 2016, about a year and a half ago. Again, he receives these words from God, and it's called energy. The Spirit of God says, energy, I am releasing new energy. For this new energy that I'm releasing will make my America and my Israel energy independent. For America and Israel will now be the top energy producers in the world. This new energy and the technology to capture it will spring forth from the depths as the volcano erupts from the depths. This is the sign that will be given. A massive volcanic eruption will be a signal that this time for America, for my America and Israel, and the end of the energy corruption. And by the way, that volcano, he's talking about Mount Cinnabon, and I think there was some type of Trump flowers there when it was going off. So he felt that was the fulfillment of this part of the prophecy, that this has already happened. And how in the world would he be known? I mean, this has to be from God, in my opinion, right? How would he know that Israel, Israel, they were never, and then they found, go do some research on Israel. You see, they found tons of oil reserves right off their coast. Crazy stuff. OPEC, your evil regime will no longer be tolerated. You will no longer be needed, for you refuse to listen to my words and have not heeded. For when that ring of fire blows its top, it will be a sign to you that you will lose your stock, and the covenant you have with that ring will be lost. The Spirit of God says, you countries that have dominated energy for decades, to move your evil agenda are changed with this guilt. Your days are numbered, and you will say, look how fast this was built. My America and my Israel will be one, and because of this, you will be undone. Because of your rage and the money you made from those countries you manipulated and attacked from within, you will now have to turn to those countries for help on a whim. For your wells will go dry and your finances too, for you will now be fed from the red, white, and blue. Crazy stuff, but look like it's actually happening, guys. Clearly. Wow, I didn't have to bring my charger up. I'm a low battery, so I'm going to wrap it up here pretty quick with only 6% left. But guys, this is exciting to me. So let's pray and we'll wrap her up here. Heavenly Father, just thank you so much for this Mark Taylor prophecies. It was a big part of red pilling me and getting me to really understand what is God doing right now. How could have Trump got the nomination is what I was asking at that point in time. And boy, Lord, thank you for helping open my eyes as I started studying and really understanding this whole cabal and the Illuminati and the deep state and the Mockingbird media. Wow, Lord, thank you for letting me understand this. And I pray that many other people will come to understand this, that you can't trust the Mockingbird media. The mainstream media is lying to us with propaganda. And Lord, thank you for opening up many people's eyes on this broadcast. Lord, thank you for creating this army of God. I just pray in the mighty name of Jesus that they will come to know how you want to use them, just like that Experiencing God study, that they will come to see what you're doing, will take their area of expertise and their area of spiritual gifts, and will move into area the enemy has controlled, whether that's media, whether that's Hollywood, whether that's government, whether that's ministries. Lord, call them into all these different areas to bring them to be able to take ground from the enemy and actually heal this nation and enter the pray church throughout all the world. I ask for the same thing to heal each nation worldwide for the huge harvest of letting people know about the truth of the Son's love and your forgiveness us through Jesus Christ so that we can communicate directly with you. What a privilege that is, and it is so humbling to be able to know that the omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent God is literally there available for us to pray to directly. Lord, thank you for that privilege. And we just ask you, we love you, and we just ask you to communicate with us. Just protect this president, protect the administration, protect those that are trying to eliminate this evil, confuse the enemy plan, allow the enemy, all their false flags to fail. We ask that you just have your divine hand on the healing of this nation and the world. We say this in the name of Jesus Christ, amen. All right, guys, I'm down to 5% battery, so I got a little bit of time to talk to you real quick. Happy Sunday. Happy Q return day. That's kind of exciting. Thank you and amen, says David. Thank you so much for including God. Rick, says Carl. Yeah, all the time. Trust the plan. What I was going to say, guys, hey, really would appreciate one thing. I know that I literally have people calling and asking to give to my ministry, and I don't really know exactly what that ministry is right now, so I'm not going to be accepting any money. Just letting you know that. I don't have a Patreon account. I don't have anything like that. But what I do is, what I do have is my wife has a home business that's been going really well. And she wanted me to go to a training session on June 20th or 22nd, that weekend, Friday through Saturday. And I'd love for you guys to join me there. I'm going to be there in San Jose, California, celebrating the June 11th, June 12th stuff. So it'll be the following weekend, June 22nd, 24th. Love to see you there. Some of the best training. I went to one of them. This is the second one I'll be going to that there's beautiful self-development training as well as a home business attached to it. But that's one thing you can do with me is do that, or just let Shannon be a customer of Shannon. You'll save money on your services. So I'm not asking for any money at all. Save money on all your services that you're always spending anyway. You're already spending money on energy bills. You're already spending money on your cell phone. You're already spending money on your TV bills, right? All already on your internet, on your home security, on even if you're a business and you own credit cards, just divert that spending over to Shannon's ACN business. It's got great reviews. Credit card processor of the year, energy, retail energy company of the year, and it's the best services already. Verizon and Sprint and DirecTV and everything. So really appreciate you just filling out the survey and letting us help you. That would be awesome. Thank you so much for anything you can do there. I just want to get Shannon not working so many hours and be able to spend more time with me. That would be just a big blessing for us. And so, but hey, we'd love to see you live in San Jose, California. So once you go through that link, I'll show you that as well. In fact, I'll just quickly just bring that up since I got 4% battery life. Well, we're going to use every bit of it today. I'm going to go to another browser real quick and just show you. But if you go to ACN events, it's real easy to Google. And of course, I use DuckDuckGo on most of my stuff, so it's probably going to end up using DuckDuckGo. Don't use Google, but that's the term. It's kind of like Xerox, just became a copy. So, but anyway, if you go ACN and then events, you'll see it'll come right up. I think it's the only thing. And whoisacn.com if you want to do some studying on the company. Great business opportunity for those who want a home business that can create recurring income. I need it for my retirement is what I want, because I want to do more ministry work and less traveling and working for my consulting company all the time. It would be a beautiful thing eventually if this does well. But you basically can say the San Jose international training event in 2018, and you can contact me. I've got there. You'll see in the little, if you go to the survey, there's a little contact me, and you have to put my business ID in there, and it'll go into it. There's also a better one that actually talks about the actual just events here, and it'll actually show you a little bit more detail on it. But that's where it actually shows. They literally sell the entire stadium. It's crazy, and some of the best speakers you'll ever hear as far as self-development. And then best thing they have on Sunday, they let the preacher come in and use all the awesome equipment they send out, right? And they actually have a church service. And man, and a lot of people that aren't even believers come early to get seats, and guess what they get to see? They get to see this on fire preacher. And I'm on the prayer team, so I'm going to be in there. So basically, around 300 people or more the last 2 times I've been have come and have given their life to Christ during that service. It's just awesome. And then after that, they asked everybody else to come up for prayers. And so I'm going to be part of that prayer team. I've been up there once. I just volunteered without my badge last time. This time I'm going to have an official badge to have people come and get prayer. And it's just amazing to see what they do in these stadiums. So that's a beautiful event on Sunday morning. I think it's 7 a.m. to 9 is when the church service is with all that prayer. And then this motivational and the speaking and teaching you how to do the business if you want to just kind of explore that. No pressure to join. It's fun to spend 2.5 days with other people that are like-minded. We're gonna have a dinner on Friday in San Jose to basically just celebrate everybody that's a Cuer, right? Where we go all. We'll go eat dinner together on Friday night at someplace in San Jose, California. Hope to see you there. God bless you guys, and we'll talk to you later.